Hey, Gator fans. One of the things that I have argued the most with you guys about over the past year is the value that Billy Gonzales brings to this football team. I have stated numerous times on this channel that I think the only position group that really continued to develop, the one that developed the very most is wide receivers, right? Over the past year, which group can you look at and say, man, they have gotten better from game 1 to game 12? I think that that's easily this wide receivers group. And I think that last weekend's NFL draft, where Ricky Pearsall was taken in the first round by the San Francisco 49ers, highlights that fact. Think about the fact that Ricky Pearsall was projected fourth or fifth round, maybe, before deciding to come back last year. Think about the business decision that it was to come back to Florida for another year and work with Coach Billy Gonzales. Pearsall last season had 4 drops on 146 targets. That is the 4th lowest drop rate in all of college football. Coming back for another year proved to be the absolute best decision that he could make. And, there is so many times that you guys will say, we need a flashier wide receivers coach, or we need somebody that they think recruits better. Guys, this resume speaks for itself. And Coach Gonzalez is understated on the sidelines, right? He is not the person that's going to be hooting and hollering. He's not the person that steals attention at press conferences. But you know what he is? He's the guy that coaches up an incredible list of players. Think about some of the things that he's accomplished. So he was at Florida during the 2006 and the 2008 national championships. He coached wide receivers then. He was with LSU during their 2012 BCS championship game. He was with LSU when they won their 2011 SEC title. He has coached 27, now 28 players that have gotten drafted since 1999, and 12, now 13 in the first 3 rounds. The amount of all MAC players, all Mountain West, all SEC wide receivers that he has coached is hard to count because it is that many. Think about these are just a few of the names that he's worked with. Kadarius Toney, Van Jefferson, Odell Beckham Jr., Ruben Randall, Percy Harvin, Lewis Murphy, Riley Cooper, Aaron Hernandez, David Nelson, Kyle Pitts. And I understand that Kyle Pitts and Aaron Hernandez are tight ends, but if you've ever been to Florida's practice, you know that Coach Gonzalez also works with them. That is an incredible list. And that's just the names that we're coming up with off the top of our head, right? The 3 highest team single season receiving yards while he was the wide receivers coach at Mississippi State. They're in their entire history. The 3 highest team single season receiving yard records, all under Gonzalez. He also was heavily involved in special teams at Utah and Bowling Green. Pulled up old articles where they referred to him as a special teams guru. Don't really know why we don't have him more involved there. We probably should. The amount of expertise that Billy Gonzales brings to the table for this Florida Gator team is hard to put into words. But watching what happened with Ricky Pearsall during his last year at Florida is a great microcosm of Gonzalez's coaching career. Now look at what he's doing with Eugene Wilson. Look at the strides that kid has made. Everybody wants a Eugene Wilson on their team now, right? Nobody was concerned about him moving into that wide receiver 1 role now that Ricky Pearsall has moved on to the NFL because of the growth that he has made over the past season. Games that he was hurt last year, Florida was worse because he wasn't on the field. This is a kid that continues to develop and is going to be a powerhouse in the SEC. And what's next for others in that room? It's yet to be seen for sure, but the work that he's put in and what he's done with UF wide receivers on so many different teams, both with the Gators and other places, is truly impressive. Now, listen, I know that there was a ton of backlash when Billy Napier made this hire. I'd love to hear from you guys now, though. Have your thoughts changed at all? I was always on the hire Billy G train. All right. I know him personally. I watched what he did 20 years ago back with those '06 and '08 teams. I followed his career since then. I know the kind of person he is off the field, but I also know what he pulls out of his players on the field. Are you guys now on that train? Are you leaning towards Billy G being one of the better pieces on this staff? Let's talk about it. I appreciate all of you. And as always, go Gators.